So the Earth experience is perceiving such huge energies at the moment, and so much is sifting and sorting and happening upon it. From my perspective, what the energies are here to do is to support us in up-leveling our vibration, helping us to let go of fears and limitations and to align us closer to the truth of who we truly are, so that when that time comes for that Earth to take that more substantial shift, which might come through an experience such as a solar event, then we're ready for it.
Wonderfully expressed, because that is at its core. Because that's in truth all that is, recognizing the expansion potential, recognizing the journey that you have been on, and this is that next stage, that next step to fully realize that it aligns you to something far greater than what you've been playing within the limited experience. So the support is amplified, the energetic expression of who you are is expanded to a state of experience of self that then contains so much more. So you are then aligning to accessing that in magical ways. But it's aligning in a heightened state of frequency, in a vibrational representation of self. Cannot be accessed through the old idea of the physical understanding that you're playing within now. It's accessed through a heightened state of frequency that is what we define as you becoming crystalline, because you then resonate to that, and then you have that as your foundational expression to support you in moving into magical unfoldings that carry you to wherever you choose.
Mm. And many people are well into that journey of becoming crystalline already, aren't we? You've said before that we don't realise how far we've actually come within that journey, and all of these energies and processes we've been going through, and all of the aches and the pains and the up-leveling and the breakdowns and breakthroughs and the emotional roller coasters are all reflections of that becoming.
And that is so. What a time to be within, recognizing all of that as a supportive aspect, and it's that becoming this magnificent one. Because the vibrations are shifting and you are right there. So with all that you're speaking of now gifts you that opportunity to recognize within you are that expression. You are that crystalline understanding. So you are recircuited in that sense. All of those discomfort moments that played out, that aligns you to becoming more. So to then play in the physical and the limited expression of the experience, the action ideas, you feel the difficulty. It's amplified in how it is felt through. It's far more challenging because you are resonating in this magnificence. So there you are gifting self in knowing you are already gifting yourself the opportunity of playing within a crystalline expression. And whilst you are within that, you are aligned that you still are within this idea of a physical understanding. So there is a wonderful time to play within that. Because when you are playing with that, then when the understanding of a greater energy influx upon the earth experience plays out, the great wave of expansion, the shift, it's of no big deal. It's a simple awareness. It's a oh, I feel that, and you align to stepping into it in a fullness that gives you that joyous celebration experience to then be the support for others that would be perceiving it in a sense of anything less than love. So you'll be mastering it in this now time. You'll be a wonderful reflection of it in acknowledging you are that version playing in the experience in this now moment.
So we can become those crystalline ones before the solar flash event.
You are more crystalline at this now point of the now than you realize. So without question, you are playing within that. When you are feeling that joy, when you're feeling the opportunities of freedom, and you've aligned to, if there was a perception of action, it's joy and joy alone. You are an expression of love. You're an expression of this wisdom. You are attuned to knowledge. You are online in that sense. You are re-circuited to the version that has that access that has been desired. It aligns to all of the aspects of becoming that greater self. You ask questions, you hear the answer, you feel a telepathy within self to the greater self of who you are. You feel a flow within your physicality that aligns, that there is nothing that can be perceived as resistance or fear because it cannot get a hold. Because you are this fluid, magnificent expression of expansive source energy. And the magic of the crystalline understanding is the physicality aspect, the hands-on. I can play with this, I can feel this, because the love of life is within you. So that's a wonderful recognition that you love life. You do not give it energies on what is good or bad, or what I love to play in and what I chose otherwise. It's just life itself. It's that ability to know self. But you are now aligning to it in a masterful way, in a truth that will support you in ways that you could not imagine. But then you could. So much fun to be had. A truth in the understanding of celebration. Look at me, all of that.
So what's the best way to support that crystalline becoming within ourselves in this now time? How best can we allow that and surrender to that?
We would desire it to be kept as simple as possible in truth. It's in that recognition that you are it all, and that you take that breath and you trust in all that I can perceive in the experience is of me as me, and I flow a sense of love that supports a reflection back in every moment. It's that mirror understanding. I am free flowing. I am joy, and it reflects back. I am the truth. I am in such a state of self-awareness that when I am feeling into the I am, I stand within the truth of I am the creator of it all. So it's just holding yourself in that positioning of truth and the trusting in it. And when you express words of saying, I am valuable, I am free, It's that expressing within you that you feel it. You feel the emotions of it, of knowing that truth. And once you've got that within who you are, then that's your resonance. That's what is then expressed outwards and reflects into the experience of moving forward into the understanding of manifestation.
So allowing yourself to surrender to that love then allows your reality to reflect that love back to you, and that will be reflected in whichever way you most desire it to, whichever way you identify as love. So it could be prosperity, freedom, travel, connection, community, anything that brings you joy.
No limits to your joy. The well-being that expressed through you as you. You light up. You fully realize the value is the expression of love. The expression of deservability. And as you move through the I ams to that state of I am that I am, you are within that joy, celebration, freedom energies, then it's that you hold steady within yourself. It's that is to resonate through your being. It's that support. And that vibration will align to the mind to step in and say, it's safer back here. Limitations are safe. Playing small is safe. And whatever comes up for you in those moments, you just recognize it to say that was the old way of playing the game. That was the old rules that were followed in a sense that there was something outside of oneself. Created that vibration of disempowerment. But when you're in that focus of love, then you are within empowerment. You're in prosperity. And you feel that peace. And that peace is the energy that holds you in the trust. And you cannot doubt yourself because that's all there is. There can only be love. And there can only be joy. So that's where you have that breakthrough. The mind will perceive, oh, but that's not possible. And the heart says that, but that's all there is. So you make a choice. And you make a choice again and again.
How do you know when you've become that crystalline one, that's the part of you that is now one with the experience?
For everyone that is within their unique experience, they will define it in their own way. But in an understanding of a general expression of it, you would say, things work out. I feel good. I've accessed a joy and I feel it throughout my being. I feel this lightness. I'm recognized by others for no reason but that I am this inner expression of a vibrational supportive aspect that I am celebrating in every moment. So there is that joy of self, and it's easy. I do not feel the fears. I trust. Because stepping out of the doubt, then you know that something has shifted within you. You say, I feel it, how good this is. I know my experience is getting better and better. Things light up for you. But the crystalline expression of what you speak, then when you are fully recognizing that, then you're not having the conversations of doubts or fears. It's just not within the experience. It's I've accessed the truth of who I am. My path is that flow of expansive truth, of love. Every moment, every thought feels like a celebration. I feel the laughter. Fearless. The empowerment is within you. It's within every cell of your being. You recognize how you perceive yourself. Things change quickly into the choice of what you are desiring. Have no judgments on limitations. You recognize it's all there for you as you. The desires for all that is imperfection. You are not saying I desire too much in my joy that another will miss out, that it does not hold that within the experience. Everyone is in their perfect state of expression and receiving in their magic. So you don't hold back. Say, I desire that and I receive that. I'm playful within this now moment because this is my experience. And I value the ones that play with me as me. You receive the gift of seeing so much more. Stepping into realization, that sense of realize, you see it, you say, there it is. I understand that in such clarity. I never saw that before, and there it is in its magnificence. You look around within that and recognize unconditional love for all that is. You only know that. So that's the joy, stepping into those frequencies. You move beyond the old. And when it is just expansion upon expansion, the experience then aligns you to know that the celebration becomes an understanding of the natural state that you play within. So you become more and more and more. No better time to be within this experience, recognizing what you are stepping out of in that understanding or what you are merging into. It is that magic that is to be recognized of this now time. You could perceive it as saying, well, that's the greater challenge because of being within that now moment. But it is that opportunity. It is that clarity of knowing what you are to be from what you knew yourself in that state of recognition of the creative experience of separation. And then here you are. I am this crystalline expression, all the oneness of all that is. And to take it on in this now time, you are the beacon of support. And the beacons of support will light up the experience, light up this wonderful playground, this construct, attuning it to becoming something new.
Would you say that it's a requirement for ones to step into that crystalline state of being to then trigger that collective solar wave to come in?
When you are recognizing that it is an inside job, it comes from within, then without question. So the joy of it, well, I get to play with it. I get to be that one. I get to express that. And that's a choice. And it's a wonderful opportunity. It's a wonderful expression of I'm choosing this as a collective that supports the unfolding that then reflects upon becoming this new magical opportunity of knowing oneself in a far more expanded understanding. Godlike, in truth.
And then the collective vibration is raised to such a point that that wave comes in, which shifts the earth experience, where the new earth emerges out of the oceans, where it all becomes something new. And we will be ready for it because we've done the work, because we've allowed ourselves to align to that.
Inner magnificence, because you'll recognize it and say, all that I would have perceived of the understanding of who I was in those times before is no longer who you are in this now moment. So it's the fears, it's the surrendering and letting go of all that was perceived to be of that limited experience. You are now gifted the opportunity of knowing oneself in that fullness, in that light and that love, and that's the magnificent opportunity. That's the realization. Look at the work I've done. Look at the expansion and the surrendering and the bringing back into the truth that I am one with all that is. And there cannot be a fear when you are it all. Cannot be separation. So there you stand in that moment. The joy of, as we say, look at me. I am that I am.
And any humans that have decided not to take that path of up-leveling, they'll still be experiencing an earth that would be within a different resonance. So there'd be two different earths. There's probably infinite earths, really, but there'd be two different frequencies of earth. And so there'll be those ones that will be playing within that limited frequency still, and then there'll be this new frequency of earth that the ones that have done the work and become those crystalline ones are able to access.
That is so. Because there will always be that choice. There will be that separation experience or one of oneness, one of fear or one of love. Now we would say, to recognize that they exist in this now moment, the magnificence of them, holding the vibrations that are supportive for you as you. Because recognize you are playing within a construct, so you're playing with an experience that aligned to put you in that playfulness all together and see what played out. You have mixed it up. You have played within the joys of the love and separation and co-created in magnificence. You would say that has played out in ways that perceive through the journey of being a human, of one that is of joy and one that is otherwise. But you have all been playing in the perfection of creating the perfect experience, stepping beyond this. So there's an equal value. To perceive it as a split and say there is one earth experience that is defined through that greater sense of expansion through separation, that one is then therefore the ones desiring to, in that sense, agreement, to play within that one, to take that one further, bring it into a greater sense of expansion. Ones can perceive that to be, or that would be of a greater challenge. We say they are both equally in that understanding of challenge, because it's still just aligning to becoming more. It's to see who you are, to say, who am I? And I choose this, and oh, this is wonderful, because there is always the supportive aspects of that inner core spark of God self within you that carries you no matter where you position yourself. So these two magnificent opportunities then are presented, and you express yourself into one or the other, one that is perceived to be of a crystalline understanding, a letting go of the old and attempting to play in something unknown, some new experience. Whilst another is to hold within the old, hold within, and we don't like the word old because it's still expanding into a greater expression of it. It still holds great expansive wonder within the technologies and the construct of the experience. So you align yourself to one or the other. And we would say that's done within self. You'll feel it. You'll say, I feel safe within giving my energy to this. But then the experience in itself will define, I'm too afraid to take that leap into the unknown, or I'm too afraid to let go of that. It aligns you to then bringing you to your awareness of where you truly take that path. But you celebrate it and say, well, this is where I've chosen, and it is wonderful. This is the path I've chosen. Magnificent. Expansion, expansion for all that is. And when all that is said and done, in those times of expansion, in your understanding of time, it will come back around. It will come back together to emerge again into a new expanded state of being. It will be perceived as a coming home again, and look at the expansion, look at the magic that has been created through that greater choice of expansion, through the separation story, to equally valuing the expansion created through the choice of the crystalline experience. Oh, such joy to be had in what's to unfold for all.
Mm-hmm. So no matter what choices we are making within, there is change on the horizon for all. And I find that so exciting because we're ready for it. And all choices are valid.
And all choices are valid if you can support yourself in the understanding of let go of the fear. I'm choosing this one because I trust it. I feel good. It's a joy. I choose this one. I trust it. I feel it. It's a joy. It's just take that choice, but do the choice through all is well. Love will back me. My strength is who I am. My empowerment will carry me. All of that.
It's the true definition of the crossroads, isn't it? That way or that way.
Wonderful choices for each and every aspect of the idea of humans.
Is there anything else you'd like to add to that conversation before we wrap up?
We just enjoy the conversation in relationship to the choices. To know that it is all within you and you. You are choosing the experience. You are valuing yourself through experience. You are loving yourself through experience and belief. And when you are holding that understanding, then it's whichever path that is chosen, the joy is to know, what do I believe? And we would say, just believe in yourself. Believe in, this is who I am. This is what I'm choosing. This is my joy. All that you speak of in those moments are supported with the vibrations from a greater sense of self. The speed now within that idea that you are breaking through is amplified again and again. You're really taking these strides into the creative playground that you have called forth. And you feel it, and you give that the trust. I feel myself knowing that I am that value, and I can receive that prosperity. And the playfulness and the joy that is all encompassing of those thoughts, then there is nothing more required than to just be steady in that vibration of celebration, of excitement, of joy, to say, look at me. I am so valuable for just being me. My empowerment is my love, my light, my knowing of my freedom. The magnificence of being that one, that unconditional loving expression. That's the surrender of doubt. That's knowing that all is well. So choose it today. Take that moment in these times to say, this is what I'm calling forth. So I choose it and I express it in this now moment. I'll begin now to be that one. It's not about a new path, a new focus that takes time. It's just about acknowledging with all the supportive frequencies, and there it is. The potentials of being it is available. That's the exciting expression of these times now. You are it all. Time to play big in all manners. The gift of the supportive energies is always flowing, always there for you as you. Celebrating all that is again and again. And we delight in bringing it forth for the support, for the ones to know themselves that you are the abundance, you are the prosperity, you are that freedom. Ease and flow. And for now, we love you very, very, very much.